Internet pals, how is everybody doing? My name is Lindsay and I am with Perfectly Pastry. Who is Perfectly Pastry? We are a local bakery in Waterloo, Illinois. Thank you for joining me. If you're watching me live, use a heart. Let me know you're watching me live. If you watch me on replay, use hashtag replay. And if this is the first time you've ever caught me live, use one. Let me know, hey, it's the first time I've actually caught you live. I appreciate you hopping on. How are you guys all doing today? I have decided we are going to start playing a game, okay? And the game is like the first question I'm ever going to ask you. Every time I hop on my live, I feel like I need to be like, am I prepared or am I not prepared today? That is the question, right? Because I've told you before, I'm either like completely prepared or nowhere near prepared. So today, I guess I'm kind of in the middle today, but I had a meeting. I always say that, right? I had a meeting that bumped up until, so it's 1 o'clock my time, 12:30, and I needed to put on some makeup so I didn't look too crazy. And by makeup, I just put on mascara. I actually put my glasses on to kind of hide the fact that I don't have mascara. I don't know. It's like, this is my like trick to looking like I'm put together and professional. I throw my glasses on. Yeah. But I had to put my makeup on, eat my lunch, and then figure out what I was going to talk about. I called my sister like Tintil and I'm like, hey, do you have anything I should talk about on my live? And she's like, no, I forgot about the live. And I'm like, I'm like, you're worthless. You're worthless. You're not worth anything. You helped me not at all. She's like, thank you for all the compliments. I was like, I'm kidding. So no, I was not prepared today. So there you go. That is what happens when I was going to say like, that's what happens when you do your first live after a holiday, but let's be real. I get on here almost every single week and go, I'm not prepared. But that's okay. I figured out some things to talk about. So that's how prepared I am. I brought them down on my board. So that's good. It's a little crazy at my house today. My kids have a virtual day. What's a virtual day, right? So there are like 4 or 5 days throughout the year that instead of having half days at school, they have virtual days at school, which means the kids have to come home with their laptops and do schoolwork at home, right? And, that's a lot of fun. So my kids require me to micromanage, I guess. I feel so bad being like, I got to micromanage my kids. My youngest, she's in kindergarten. So she actually is really good about it. She like has to watch a bunch of videos, but she kept skipping the quizzes that she has to take on the videos. And so it was very simple things like she learned about the letter O and then she had to like choose which ones had the O sound, right? But she skipped it. And I was like, ugh. So I had to like sit with her while she did it. And then my middle child just doesn't like to do schoolwork, period. And so she requires me like literally being like, Madeline, did you finish your homework? Madeline, did you finish it? Madeline, did you finish it? That's my second middle name. And then my third, the last virtual day we had, I let her go upstairs, do her homework upstairs, and then come to find out at midterm or whatever you want to call it, she had some zeros for our virtual day. And I was like, how did you not finish the homework? So virtual days are so fun. Like, I'm just like, I don't want to be a teacher. I don't want that. I'd rather them go half a day and come home in the middle of the week than me have to do a virtual day any day. But whatever, that is what it is. And I'm here. My kids are downstairs. My youngest was fighting with me prior to me just like getting on. I'm like, you have to leave the room. She's like, but I will be super quiet and I'll just play on your phone. I'm like, that's not quiet. So we finally agreed. She's going to go sit in her bedroom and play for a little bit. I told her when I come out, I'd take her up to the park. We're going to go blow some bubbles today. So, cause she's the only one that's done with her homework right now. So it's been a thing. I want to thank everybody for all of you guys who came to the Christmas walk. It was so crazy. We'd never participated in the Christmas walk. So that was a lot of fun. There were so many people. It was nice getting to know all the new faces and it was just a lot of fun. It was a learning experience for us. We had a really good time. It was a lot of work. And we're totally going to do it again because it was a lot of fun. So it was great to see all you guys. Thank you guys for taking the time to stop in the shop and say hi to us. It's been great. I also want to thank everybody who came by yesterday for Giving Tuesday. So 10% of all sales yesterday, we are going to give to the Waterloo Senior Center. And we want to thank all of you guys for helping us with our first Giving Tuesday. It's amazing. And we are so excited about all of you guys coming out and showing support for that yesterday. So thank you guys so much. Thanksgiving is over, but Christmas is right around the corner. We booked up really, really fast for Thanksgiving. We had to turn some people away at the last minute because they were looking for some Thanksgiving treats and we just couldn't get everything produced in enough time. So we just want to remind everybody, if you're looking for treats for Thanksgiving or for Christmas, go ahead and start placing your order now so that we can get you penciled in for that date, secure the date and time and everything that way. last minute, we are not going to have to tell you no. You'll have to find another alternative. If you need the holiday menu, it is in the description. If you really don't want to go look for it in the description, I totally get it. No big deal. Shoot me a message and we will get it sent over to you guys. I know I'm like leaning here. Look at me all like cash over here. I like have a chair. I have 2 chairs. They're exactly the same, but I was sitting in one. It was the one that was squeaking last week, so I switched it out. Also, the shadow is driving me crazy. I don't know if I can get it to go away. Like I said before, I have another light that I use, but I never found a brick. So, you know, I barely got on here with topics to talk about. There was no brick happening for it. Also, I am not streaming this to Instagram at the same time. I like completely forgot that that's what I was going to do. And then, you know, I told you already I was last minute on this one. So I really got to practice doing that. So anyways, I'm going to lean. This is a casual conversation today, right? I can't help it. It's just sitting right here and I just leaned on it. Yeah, so the holiday menu down in the description, you can send us a message. We'll be more than happy to send it over to you as well. All right, so I said, I figured out what I'm going to talk about like right before I hopped on. Okay, so I really didn't have anything important that I was going to talk about. That's okay. But I just want to say Christmas is my favorite holiday. Like, it takes everything in my power not to be whipping out the Christmas like decorations ahead of time and not getting Christmas music on. It kind of helps because we decorate for fall, or we decorate for Halloween, and then we actually have some fall decorations. Like we have a blow up turkey that my kids absolutely love, and I kind of switch out. I decorate above my cabinets, and I kind of switch out some of the stuff because, you know, Halloween and fall are pretty similar. You just got to like take down the ghost and leave the scarecrows up. And then I put some turkeys up there. But I didn't do that this year. So it was like, I was like, I want to pick up my Christmas stuff so bad. But we didn't. We waited like we were supposed to. So of course, the minute Thanksgiving hits, my kids are like, my daughter was like, all right, it's Christmas time. Thanksgiving is officially over, Mom. It's over. Please let us decorate the tree. And I'm like, all right. So we got out the tree and we turned on our Christmas music and we got everything decorated. I say everything. We got the tree decorated. The outdoors is almost done. My husband and I have to put up the lights around the house, but like we have I don't know if collect is the right word. So my mother-in-law had these like dolls that like move, and she put them up in her window and they like moved these candles, and I like fell in love with them. And so over the years, I have been collecting my own animatronics for my Christmas. And so I have like 2 Santas. One doesn't work. I just put him up for decorations, a Mrs. Claus. And then my husband's grandma gave me like 2 angels and 2 candle movers. And then she gave me like 3 stand-up Santas. Oh my goodness, I'm so excited. I have like 4. I have a ginormous, like really tall. I think he's as tall as I am, maybe just a little bit shorter than I am. And he like sings, like you can sing into him and stuff. We lost the cord a long time ago, so now he just stands there. It's kind of creepy when we put him away because his head pops off and he scrunches his body down, and then we fit him in a tote. So he like open up and his body's all scrunched and his head's sitting next to his shoulder. We always love when we pull out Santa. He's so funny. So we had that Santa, but then his grandma gave me like, I don't know, they probably come up to my hip size Santas that I now get to put around my house. I know. So I got them out. We've got all of the animatronics up in the window. And then, like I said, I have a couple that I actually put above my cabinets. And my husband is building me like this board to put on top of my cabinet so that I don't have to, I like go into my pantry and I like get all my Tupperware out and I like flip it upside down so everything has something to stand on, because my cabinets go higher and then they go higher and then like the base is here, and then there's like a taller lip. I don't know if lip is the right word, but like stands a little taller. So I have to elevate everything up there. So my husband's like making me something so that I can stop like trying to hide Tupperware everywhere. So I haven't got my cabinet done. It's got to just finish my like my board or whatever for that. So, but other than that, our Christmas decorations are going good. I know you're like, what? I don't really care. Whatever. I'm sorry. My whole point about today was to just talk about some of the traditions that we have with our family, and like some of the traditions I had as a kid. I do want to say, I don't know why I didn't think about this. If anybody is interested, I'm going to be in the shop next week. Yeah, my niece has to have surgery. So I head out on Saturday to fly up to St. Louis, and I will be in Waterloo. And then I fly back the following Saturday. If you're like, oh my gosh, I'm so excited to meet you, come stop by. I will be in the shop working it. I'd be so excited if you want to stop by. All right, now I digress. Back to Christmas. All right, so here's some of the things that we do in our house. So yes, we have an elf on the shelf. I've said this before, but my husband, who is almost 40, he's gonna be like, I am not almost 40. Don't say that. I think he turns 38 this year. I know I say the word I think. That's because it was so funny. He turned his, okay, so it was almost his birthday, and I was like, ha ha ha, look at you. You're turning 35. You're going to be over the hill. You're so old. I like went on, and he just sat there, and I went on, and I was like, ha ha ha. And he looked at me and goes, I'm turning 36 this year. And I was like, oh. So yes, for whatever reason, I can never remember how old my husband is. I think he's turning 38 this year. Anyways, so he is getting close. He's pushing that 40, right? And in his family, they had what was referred to as an Impiccanoni. And Impiccanoni is very similar to Elf on the Shelf, way creepier looking. Like these Elf on the Shelf guys, like they're cute. The Impiccanoni that my mother-in-law them had and my husband had as a child, scary. Like, you want to talk about behaving that he's watching you. He's like a little troll, like not even like an elf. He's like a troll. He's an elf, but he looks like a troll. He's creepy. So creepy. Anyway, so his name was Impiccanoni. So naturally, my kids, we did Elf on the Shelf. Back when Elf on the Shelf first came out, I was like, oh my gosh, I can't believe I'm able to find these elves. I thought I was going to have to like go to the antique malls to find the creepy things that my husband had. No, I'm talking really quietly because like I said, my kids are in this house. But no, we ended up finding Elf on the Shelf. We named him Impiccanoni too, right? And then we lost him. So I had to buy another one, and we lost him. Buy another one in 1 year when Sloan was Sloan born yet? So it was the Christmas after Sloan was born. So she wasn't quite a year old. I lost him again. Like last minute, we could not find him anywhere. And I like sent my husband up to the store to get one, right? Of course, it was when Elf on the Shelf really got popular. So nobody had them. And he comes home with this like stuffed elf thing. And I was like, what is that? He doesn't look anything like the other one. I'm like, what are we going to do? And he's like, I have no idea, dude. Like, this is the best I could do. So as a mom, I totally improvised, right? We ended up that year getting a supervisor elf because we now have 3 children. And when you have 3 children, you can't just have any elf. You have to have a supervisor elf. And the good thing about supervisor elves is they don't do any of the shenanigans. First of all, my husband and them, there was never any like elf shenanigans. Like seriously, the elf was there to make sure you were being good. And he flew around and his bell jingled. And they have like Velcro around the house that they like stick him to. There was no shenanigans. So we never did shenanigans. And then all these elf shenanigans started happening. And I'm like, I'm not doing that. So to cut that, he's a supervisor elf, and supervisor elves cannot be doing that. Like that's not allowed for them. That's how we got around it. So our elf doesn't do anything. He just flies around. Anyways, so yes, we do have Elf on the Shelf. It is actually a tradition that started before the Elf on the Shelf books actually came out. It was Impiccanoni. No, I have no idea how to spell that. I have tried to look up the story of Impiccanoni. Supposedly there's like some story behind it. I have no idea because I can't spell Impiccanoni. We always do gingerbread houses. That's another thing with our kids. We always do gingerbread houses. Mainly I choose to do gingerbread houses because I can buy a kit. I know, I own a bakery. I should be willing to bake those and like make those for my kids. No, not happening. I wait till Target puts those things on discount. I go to Target. I buy the Village because I got 3 kids. I buy the Village and I give each of them one little house to work on, and I'm like, done. But my kids love to do it. We don't really eat it. They like to do it, and then they like to smash it. They saw it on a YouTube video. They smashed it on their YouTube video. So my kids like to make them, and then we go out and smash them. We do celebrate Santa in our house. It is definitely a tradition. We're on the cusp where technically I should probably tell my middle child, but it breaks my heart to tell my middle child. So now I'm dealing with the consequences of my actions for choosing to celebrate Santa. Because my daughter is like a very cut and dry person, and she doesn't like jokes. I've said that before, and she doesn't like tricks, and I'm unsure how she's going to take the news. So I don't know. I'm hoping she just like one day stops believing, and then I don't have to address it at all. Like it just magically fixes itself. I know it's not. So I know, buck up, buttercup. The other thing that my family and my kids and I like to do is we play Christmas music when we're decorating. And I'm sure probably everybody has Christmas music. It actually comes off of a story when I was a kid. We always played Elvis Christmas music. I love listening to Elvis Christmas music. My kids don't. I can't get them to listen to it. So I compromised with them and I listen to Christmas music. And it's okay because like we like some of my favorite songs are their favorite songs too. Like we love Hippopotamus for Christmas. Dominic the Donkey is one of my other favorite Christmas songs. But Elvis Christmas, that music, that CD, I don't even know what you would call it nowadays. But that specific CD, like by far, has so much nostalgia for me. Like, yeah. Blue Christmas is like by far my absolute favorite Christmas song. It's my mom's favorite Christmas song. It's my sister's favorite Christmas song because we played it every single year when we decorated our Christmas tree. It was the first song we chose to listen to. And then like I told you guys before, my family, we like to play games. As a kid, my mom and my sister and I, we played board games all the time. I've said it before, we're super competitive when it comes to board games. And my mom was never one to like sit around and play kid board games with us. We played the big board games with the adults. There was no taking it easy on us. You either won because you won or you didn't win because you didn't win. Like, that's just the way that it was, it is, and that's the way my sister and I handle it with our kids. Now, I do have kid games, don't get me wrong. I don't really buy the kid versions of games. I just have some kid-friendly games. But not just board games, because board games are a thing like that I always played with my family, but my kids and I don't always like sitting around the table. First of all, the chairs hurt my hiney, so I really don't like to sit at my table all the time. So I want a board game that I can like play on the couch. I know, lazy, right? And so I started making up all those games that I create with my kids so that we can have some additional memories since we don't have a lot of family around. So pretty much like any minute to win it game that you can find on Pinterest. Those are the kind of games we like to play as well. But we whip out the board games all the time. Though I can never get any of my kids to play Scrabble with me. That was a game that I played with my mom. It was like my favorite. My sister hated it. We would sit around playing it for hours, my mom and I. And I'm telling you, when I beat her, there's nothing greater than winning against my mom at Scrabble. My grandma will tell you that. My aunt will tell you that. My sister will tell you that. And I will tell you that hands down, the best feeling in the world is beating her. We're super competitive, like I said. And those are some of the traditions we have with our kids. Now, the traditions my sister and I had at Christmas, we don't do those things anymore. And so it's some things that I'm coping with. So tears, I know. My grandma's birthday is Christmas Eve. And sadly, my grandma passed away a few years ago. And so my Christmas always consisted of Christmas Eve morning, getting together with my dad's side of the family and celebrating Christmas and having Christmas breakfast on Christmas Eve for my grandma. And it's something that we did every single year. And like, I'm sad that it's gone. I cherish the memories. I'm sad that tradition is going to be gone. It's crazy to think, like, when I reflect back on it, like where we started, like we started doing it at my grandparents' house, and then we outgrew that, and we had to go to my aunt's house, and we outgrew that, and then we had to rent a hall. Like, then we went to my cousin's house, but then we outgrew that, and we ended up having to start renting a hall because it was just easier. I know, it's so crazy. And then on my mom's side of the family, I've said this a million times, we made candies, which is why it's so awesome for me to know that we sell these same candies in our shop at the holidays, because those are things that I remember as a kid. And again, they bring back nostalgia. And like I said, Elvis Christmas, Blue Christmas, by far, favorite Christmas song. We played it every time we decorated the Christmas tree. I wish I could get my kids to love that one as much as I do. But my sister, she was like, me too, girl. Yeah, it's one of her favorite Christmas songs too. So anyways, that was what I came up with last minute to talk to you guys about. Just because, like I said, I love Christmas. I have been like chomping at the bit to get my Christmas rolled out, trying to rein it in. Like, yeah, we have been playing Christmas music in the car and in the house and everywhere that you could possibly think of. Whenever I'm working, like I work at home a lot by myself, I like listen to Christmas music, and I'm like, does that make me a nerd? I'm unsure. I'm just excited about Christmas. Who isn't, right? All right, you guys, I have been chatting you guys up, honestly, with nothing for the last 20 minutes. It's like, come on, girl, get it together. What are you talking about, right? So I'm going to go ahead and hop off of here. I just want to again say thank you guys to everybody that showed up for the Christmas walk, everybody who came for our Giving Tuesday. We greatly appreciate that. Don't forget to check out the holiday menu and get it on the books, because I'm telling you, it does book up really fast. And unfortunately, it's just my mom and my sister in the shop. And so sometimes we have to say no if we just can't get it in. So if you really are like, I need to have it for this date, let us know. Let's get that on the books for you. And I hope that you guys are gearing up for your Christmas, building memories, and that everything is going great for you guys. I will be up there next week. I'm going to have to brave the cold. I am not looking forward to that at all. It was like in the 70s, like low 70s here. And I was like, oh my goodness, I need a coat. It's so cold. I just don't know what I'm going to do when it's 30 degrees out. So when you're walking around Waterloo and you see the girl in the hat and the gloves and tin coats and she's got icicles hanging off of her, that's probably me because I can't handle the cold anymore. All right, you guys, if you're watching me live on Facebook, you should be liking and following us. If Facebook's not really your jam, I totally get it. You should follow us on all the other social media. Facebook is the only one that we are at Perfectly Pastry Bakery. Yes, there's an extra word of bakery at the end of that. All the other social media, it is just at Perfectly Pastry. All right, you guys, I don't know that I'm going to go live next week. I'm going to maybe try to squeeze in a like pre-recorded live, but with my niece having surgery and me traveling and trying to help out in the shop, I'm unsure if that's going to happen. But if not, I will definitely be back again the following week. All right, guys, you have a wonderful rest of the week, and I will hopefully see you in the shop next week. All right, bye, guys.